Hi there, Team We Run. Coach Alexa here, coach for Reading, South Oxfordshire and online. Continuing my series on the pillars of health and those physical activity things that we can do that will improve our physical health, but also have been shown to have a few lovely knock-on benefits in other areas of our health and well-being as well. And today I wanted to talk about strength training or resistance training. So this is a sort of training where you're maybe using either resistant bands or equipments or weights in your hand, kettlebells, bars, and you're using those in order to increase the strength of your muscles. Now, you've probably heard me talk before about how that can be really, really useful for our running. So it can, reduce injury risk because our muscles are kind of stronger and more capable of dealing with the loading of running. We're potentially less likely to have changes to our form as we fatigue, for example. It can also help complement working on our pace for running, so stronger muscles can end up being faster for runners. But I think what it's also worth pointing out is the fact that strength and resistance training also has a huge number of other benefits. So the first one is bone density, so it increases our bone density, and also as we age, as we go through each decade, naturally we lose our muscle mass a little bit, and this is one of the reasons why as we get into our maybe 70s, 80s and 90s, there is an increased risk of trips and falls. There's an increased risk of tendon ruptures and damage. And all of those things we can do something about avoiding or reducing that increasing risk as we get older by keeping our muscle strength up. And, no matter where you are on your strength training at the moment, now is a good time to start to future-proof your overall health and long term, but also to improve your running as well. So there's lots of different things that strength training can bring to us. Another really interesting area of research is that it has again been shown to, like many of these things I've been talking about, can be shown to help our brain health. So it's been shown to have a positive impact on reducing the risk of dementia and Alzheimer's as we get older. And also a lot of these things kind of go together, don't they? If you are a little bit stronger when you're in your 80s, for example, and therefore you're less likely to trip over, you're therefore less likely to break something when you land, you're less likely to end up in hospital and be immobile for a while as part of that recovery. And when you're immobile and in hospital, there are other knock-on effects in terms of you've got a higher blood clot risk, for example, because you're stationary and immobile. So, being able to keep those muscles as strong and therefore as functional for as long as possible has a whole host of really positive knock-on effects. Strength training is also really important for women as they go through the menopause and post-menopause, again because that ability for our bodies to maintain the muscle mass and the bone density we have drops up after the menopause. So pushing on with the strength training there is really, really useful from that perspective as well. So why wouldn't you do strength training, hey? So many amazing benefits to our running, our brain health, our physical health, as right now, but also to future-proof us from future issues in the coming decades. Hope that's useful. Happy running.